Hey, what's going on, Lights Out Faithful? We are back after a brief, well, maybe extended hiatus because we've all been world traveling around the globe, but we want to do something really special for episode 100. Guys, March 9th, 2023, that is when we first had our first episode of Lights Out. And let me tell you something, I never imagined it would actually lead and culminate to like this level that we're at now. Being consistent, building a legit fan base, like just getting to this point. So
being homeless.
That's true. Being homeless. So before we even, I say anything else, I want to say thank you to every single one of you who subscribed to the channel, liked the videos, commented, just interacted, and helped build the Lights Out fan base. And we got plenty more for you. But with that said, I'll end my little spiel and bring in the two guys who make this podcast possible, Light and Cosmos. Gentlemen, feels like it's been forever. How the hell are we?
And I am doing good. Honestly, it is crazy that we've got to this point and that we're actually doing episode 100 live at Momocon.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Momocon, for having us and letting us be able to do this. I'm having a great time. How are you doing, Cosmos?
I'm doing great. This is the kind of production that I feel like would be great if we could have this at more tournaments. This is fantastic.
That would be very nice.
Every tournament, do it and pay us.
Quite literally.
Please.
We're begging you. Now, Momocon has consistently been like a homie event. Even though we're recording this before the actual top 8 of this event happens, we're still plenty to talk about, plenty to catch up on. I know the biggest thing for you guys is you're over in Japan tearing it up. And before that, we're in Vegas tearing it up. So we could even go in chronological order. Like, how was your level up experience? Not just the tournament, just in general. I know you both came over and got to enjoy it. So let's take it from the top. Level Up Expo. Did you have a good time?
Oh, Level Up Expo was incredible. I had a great time there. I mean, obviously, I placed well.
Yeah.
I wanted to win it, and I really saw the route that I could have won it. You know, when I was in top 8, I had to fight Zamba, and I think if I fought Zamba and won, I think I won that tournament.
I agree.
I actually heard Doramigi, who won the tournament, congratulations to him. I heard that he said that I was the one player that he didn't want to fight in top 8. And I had full confidence. I played him before, and weirdly enough, with Fox's recovery, like, his Fox's recovery takes so long. It's not one of the easier ones to like punish for Min. So like, I really wish I got to win that, but I'm happy with how I placed. The weekend and stuff was great. Got to go gambling with you guys. I had a great time in Vegas. I always have a good time in Vegas. I just love con tournaments like this one, for example.
No doubt about it.
How about you, man?
How about you, buddy?
Level Up Expo was great for me too. The tournament definitely was like not my weekend. Like just playing wise, it wasn't my weekend, but I feel like overall, like the general consensus for that tournament was pretty much like it was practice for Kagaribi. So it wasn't like, okay, I'm going into this event trying to be at my best for this event. That event was me getting to my best for Kagaribi. So I wasn't like upset when I lost or anything. I was like salty because of the way that I lost. Losing in a game 5 fashion is always pretty unfortunate, especially when you know that you have this set. Yeah. And like the person pops off and runs across the entire venue.
You made that guy's whole like just I think not even weekend, bro.
I made this year, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Greninja?
Yeah. Ice Knight from Chicago, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean that was definitely a thing. But I'm gonna push back on something you said right there. You said Level Up Expo was the practice for Kagaribi. I disagree with that. I think Level Up Expo was more valuable because, in my opinion,
it had money.
It had money. I'm sorry, Kagaribi people. I'm sorry, I'm saying Japan, nothing but love for you guys. But if there's money on the line, I just think it's way more valuable. Point blank.
It is so weird to call a tournament the biggest tournament of all time, and it has $0.
Zero,
like,
bro.
It has no like
a bag of rice.
Like I think, well, maybe a Yogi Bo, bro.
Yeah. Who's that nigga?
That's Yogi Bear.
That's the beanbag company. At the very first Ume Berta, like the top 3 won Yogi Bo's.
Oh,
and I got 4th, so I got none.
Jesus, that sucks. I mean, honestly, we say we love Japan, but I think Japan might hate me a bit more after this podcast.
Oh, I know you got. Oh, I know. We're good.
I'm there as their defending White Knight. I'm ready.
But you're
Black Knight.
I'm the Black Knight. Crimson Knight. I'm the nigga Knight.
Oh,
no way. No, but I mean, I'm not gonna have a. We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, Level Up Expo having money. I mean, I didn't win, but I still got a good.
And it's a super good event. Like all the space, the production value, obviously the money, like we alluded to. Like that is a 10 out of 10 event. Glad it reached P tier, and I
hope it does next year too. It's actually really funny that it's a tournament that has money at a place that literally is for gambling. And then the next week you go to a tournament that has no money and you're not allowed to gamble anywhere.
Yeah, it's like if I made a YouTube video about like living rich and like a Mr. Beast video, it's like I lived rich for 1 week and poor for another. I wonder which one I chose. Like,
well, you did that. You were homeless.
I kind of liked it.
I chose living rich for 6 months and living poor for 6 months.
Let me tell you guys, when I was homeless, I wasn't in debt.
True, actually. The backseat of that car feels real good when that credit score is going up. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, man.
Now, that was lit. But yes, Level Up was a good time for sure. And again, congratulations, Doramigi, for taking that one down. It was the start of something that really discouraged me a little bit in Smash.
Well, okay.
What was the grands? It was Min and Steve.
Auden versus Doramigi.
Yeah, okay. I will say, not including Kagaribi, of course.
Yeah.
America has been very consistent in holding it down lately when it comes to Japan. I mean, Battle BC is not an American event, but it is a North America. And
not yet. Trump has his way. We're going to take that motherfucker over.
All right.
I mean, is that really true, though? Because at American P tiers, Japanese players have been winning, right?
No, but what I'm saying is we held it down. The amount of Japanese players before
they got
that were
large.
Reaching top 8 was like they were like strong. Of course, Doramigi obviously still won and good stuff to him. But the point is there was a lot more Japanese players just, filled with top 8. And now, like, there was a lot of players who did bad at level up.
Acola got 33rd, remember?
Zachary got like 25th or something.
Yeah, a lot of people are like separating Kagaribi, obviously, because it's this SP tier. Honestly, it's still a P tier to me. It's all the same. But like, I really do think that Level Up Expo and Kagaribi should be held next to each other just for the fact that, like, there's a reason, like, it's so weird, obviously, because, if doing good at this one, doing good at Kagaribi changes a lot because that is the SP tier.
Yep.
But like, we were all at the same event twice. And one time, someone who did good at one event didn't do as good in the other. That's just how hard the consistency in this game. Because Mia and Acola just didn't do good. They
got cooked.
Even Tweek didn't do good.
Yeah.
But Tweek was in top 8 of Kagaribi.
He almost rated. We'll talk about Tweek later.
He almost didn't go to Kagaribi.
He bought I'll tell you this. He bought a flight home that same day. His ass was His ass was almost out of there.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, word is he bought a flight home the same day. We were about to get an early retirement. Honestly, we should have got an early retirement. Instead, his retirement was getting camped by Steve and Sonic.
We needed him at Kagaribi. I'll say that.
He top 8 at both Japan events. Like in all
he got 4th at both.
Yeah, in all seriousness, no, I think, including himself, everyone could agree it was definitely best he went to Japan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Tweek momentarily.
For sure.
To put a bow on Level Up is a great event. I'm super glad NA, was able to show up for that event. We had some really big hitters in that top 8. MK Leo was there, yourself, obviously, Anin, Zomba. So that was really nice to see. So I got to give everybody a lot of credit there. And Spargita was there too. So, but that is Level Up. Great event. 10 out of 10, some wonky results, but I don't know. It led into what, again, is, the biggest tournament of all time, which it was. I know people were putting liens on their cars, loans on their houses, taking out a second mortgage to afford the trip over to Japan, which is crazy because you're just going over there.
These are real statements.
Yeah, these are real statements, by the way. Some of you people need some help.
I did one of them.
But for those of you who went over there, I'm sure you had a grand time. It was an awesome tournament. I enjoyed restreaming it myself, but the Kagaribi experience, often traveling to Japan is touted as this mythical thing for players that have to go and experience it and discover what Smash is like in Japan. Light, I know you have some strong feelings about that, so please, my friend, the floor is yours.
Look, I want to go first.
You
should go first because you're not the hot take here.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I am kind of still a hot take here, and like I've been talking about it for like the past.
I would love to hear about
podcast because like I feel like because I've been to a Kagaribi before. I think I've been to maybe 2. I don't know, but I know I've been to one. I've been to one Kagaribi before, and I've been to
same venue.
I don't think it was the same venue. Okay. I don't think it was. It might have been. I don't think it was. But no, I don't think it was.
Okay.
But I've been to a Kagaribi before. I've been to multiple Japanese tournaments before in the past too, and like I always loved going to Japan, and I always loved going to the Japanese tournaments, but like. Because there was always like a certain vibe. And I don't know if it's because I'm a foreigner and I was a top player and it's like I get like special treatment or whatever, but you don't even get that much special treatment. You just get special treatment for playing, because typically you can't play friendlies, and they basically allow you to play friendlies because they want the players there to be able to play against the foreigners that get there, because there's only like usually 3 or 4 foreigners. But this one was different. And like, obviously it's probably because there was like 200, 300 foreigners that were there. Like everybody in their left, like mother was just going.
That's true.
And
literally,
it just really felt like point blank, the vibes were off. Like it wasn't, first of all, I know that people are saying it was the biggest tournament, it was the most stacked tournament, like it had the most PGR players there, and even like probably the most high level players there in general, counting America and Japan, just everybody from around the world. But it just like, I was there and like it did not feel like Evo. I want to start that off at first. It did not feel like Evo in the slightest.
Well, to be fair, at Evo, when you lose, you don't get kicked out.
No.
If you lost, your ass had to leave,
Get
bro.
out, Jim. Or
It's actually funny because if you lost, you didn't get kicked out, but you still had to wake up at 4 a.m. pools, which was tragic too.
No, but that is a good point that I really didn't think about that, because the last biggest tournament in the world was Evo. And bro, it did it actually didn't feel like Evo at all. And I guess I'll touch on that too.
It's like the tournament itself, like Japanese tournaments are always ran pretty well. It was obviously still tough this time because there's so many players and there's even more foreigners. But like still the fact that like it was still like you would play one match and then you have to wait like another hour for your next match. It was kind of frustrating, but I understand because there's so many people there. And like they still did a great job. They still like pretty much ran everything pretty much on time. Like things ended when they were supposed to and stuff. But like the feelings just weren't there. You were there with so many people and like you couldn't play. You couldn't, like, all you had to do was watch. You had to be near your setup so that because of like the communication barrier and stuff like that, you can't just run off and like they're not going to be able to find you. They did have like English translators calling players on the intercom, but they still wanted you to be around your pool so you couldn't like vibe with players and stuff. And it just like the vibe was off. Like that's how day one was. And then for me, day two, like it wasn't much of a difference. You were able to play friendlies before bracket started, but even after bracket started, you weren't able to really play friendlies, even though there were setups to at least to my experience. But like for some reason, like coming from me as somebody who's gone to Japanese tournaments in the past,
Japanese apologist, got it. Go on.
Japanese apologist. It's not like it was ran differently, but I would have much rather. Like, I advocate to go to Japan because of my previous Smash experience in Japan, not because of that one. If I went to that as my first, I probably wouldn't really recommend people to go to Japan for a Smash tournament because that's not the experience that you typically get when you go to a tournament.
That was a lot of people's first, too.
Yeah, and I don't think that in the future, obviously, there's not going to be a tournament like the next one's not going to be of that caliber too. But I'm pretty sure from now on, there's going to be a good amount of foreigners going to Japan multiple times because I know like a lot of people like the tournament and they like Japan, so they want to have the experience. And even if it's not the same people, it's going to be a different influx of people that go for the next time. And I feel like that's going to be the status quo for it now. So for me, it's like kind of bittersweet because I do believe that Japan always deserved the exposure that it's getting now, but it's pretty unfortunate that like people aren't really going to, especially my friends like Light, like he didn't get the experience that I wanted, and he's not going to be able to get that experience that I had like when the game first came out. Like in the very first tournament that I went to, it was me and Leo, and that's it. And trust, that was like the best experience that even though that nigga got 33rd, he still enjoyed that tournament to the fullest.
He went and won Evo after that.
Yep.
By the way.
Yeah. And like that's the same exact, like I'm pretty sure what's his name, Zamba can back me up too because he went to Japan last time I was there. It was like me, him, and Void, and like that was it. And he said that after going to Japan, he had a newfound inspiration to finally buy a Switch. This nigga didn't have a Switch. He bought a Switch and then he started playing the game because of that. And I just feel like if this was his first time in Japan, he wouldn't have had that experience. Like Light didn't have that experience.
It's funny because I talked to me and Zamba are really good friends. So
What's your mic closer, Light?
Me and Zamba talked a lot during that time period too, like during Kagaribi. But yeah, I'll let you finish.
That was it.
Okay. So
good rant.
Yeah, great rant. Okay, so to start this off, I love Japan. Like going to Japan for Japan, that was really nice. I had a great time there. I was there with my girlfriend and my friend Clyde. That's who I stayed with. And I went out. I went to Osaka. I went to Tokyo. A lot of areas in Tokyo.
Great places.
Yeah, like Shibuya, Shinjuku. Starts with a K. Oh, that's gonna bother me. It's by Akabane.
K.
Is it?
Is it Ku?
What?
No, that's like how
Is it
how
Bucks?
All right.
All right.
The point is, I stayed in a lot of areas.
wrong country.
I stay in a lot of areas in Japan, right? And I also went to Fukuoka, obviously, for Kowloon. We'll get there. But yeah, so I was really excited. Honestly, I thought the reason a lot of Americans are bad in Japan is because we just enjoyed Japan so much that the last thing we're thinking about is Smash, right? It was really nice there. Everything was super cheap. And honestly, I would definitely go again for Japan. For Smash, though, it's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit.
Talk to him.
So let's start off with the training boot camp. I'll try to speed through this because we have a lot of Smash to talk about. Starting with the training boot camp, you were there.
I was there.
There was an underwhelming amount of Japanese players there.
There wasn't. I mean, there was.
It was more all of us.
It's not like there was an underwhelming amount of Japanese players, but there was more foreigners than there were Japanese players because there was a lot of foreigners that were just
all the
allowed
special
to,
guests were in the room.
That's also the same experience that I had, or like the same problem that I had with my last experience. I was at the boot camp and like I was at a setup and I was playing Japanese players after Japanese player after Japanese player.
Yeah,
I was playing Shuton and then T and then Zachary and then Mia and then this time the people that I played this time, the first rotation I sat down in was the Buzz and Super Semi. And those were in Japanese players. And I think after that, I played Ken for a little bit. And then I played somebody else. I don't really remember who, but I know it wasn't a Japanese player. I played one Japanese player and it was Ken. And that motherfucker used to like come to the States all the time.
I played one game with Suzune. And then I got called for an interview. And then I basically played with like strictly Europeans and Sonics. So, like,
that sounds horrible.
Now you can see my problem. No, so yeah, I didn't really get any Japanese experience. I think I played a little bit with Mia. I don't count Mia because I don't count the people.
I played Leo. That was the other person.
I don't count the Japanese players that come to America because no offense, even though they're great, I don't want to play with them because I know you guys are going to come.
One of the best parts is like going is like, especially to Summer Liga boot camp, is like they invite the players that they know are good, but don't have the chance to play against foreigners all the time.
Yes. Like
back in the day, I would go to locals and like one of the people that I would play in friendlies because they do a thing where like you can play 3 games and then the next person's gonna play you. I was doing that at locals. One of the persons that I played for the first time was Doramigi before he popped out because they knew like, yeah, he's actually this hidden boss in Japan. And he's like 15-year-old. He's playing Min. He's a prodigy. So this is our next player. And he was. And like, that's just something that like, you're not going to get because there's so many foreigners there.
Yeah.
And that's just my biggest issue with it at this point.
Yeah. So getting past the boot camp, I realized at the boot camp that I need to play so much more because I was like, dang, it actually feels a lot different playing here just because I don't think I realized how jet lagged I was getting there originally. Which it wasn't like terrible, but I definitely had to adjust to being in Japan, right? I was not playing like the way I was playing a Level Up Expo, even though it was like 2 days later, right? It was really weird. But I adjusted. Day 0 came, and I went kind of late because I was exploring Japan, obviously. And I went there, and I had to go practice. I played with Goryoka. Shout out to Goryoka. He's the hero of this story because he's about the only Japanese player I played with. So I played with Goryoka for a while. He's really nice. He was a little bit weird, but I adjusted to his play style. And then I confidently started beating him a lot and I felt good. And I played with a lot of the Japanese Fox mates, which shout out to them. Shout outs to the Japanese Fox players holding it down over there. They're really cool and they're very good.
Man and what's his name?
No, I didn't even play with them. I played with a couple other Fox
other ones.
Yeah. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, which makes me feel bad, but I followed both of them. They were really cool. They were really nice. I want to get a group picture with the Fox fans, but I saltily left Kagaribi, which you'll see why.
We both did.
Yeah. So basically, so that was day 0. I practiced there. I learned that I have to be up for 9:30 to get there for 10 o'clock check-in. Now, this is a problem for me. And the reason this is a big problem for me is mainly because as a top seed, I know I'm not playing until like 10:30, 10:45, right? My round 1.
Yep.
I know I'm not playing that. And I get it. Like we should show up. We just don't do that in America. You show up for your pool. If you're not there within like 10 minutes, you're DQ'd, right? So
well,
some people
depends on your Lumi rank, but continue.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. But yeah. Anyway.
At this point, it doesn't. I'm not even limit ranked.
That's true. I feel like they hold it down
still worse.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Respect me.
What are you talking about? One time I went to a bracket and the dude went to get lunch in the middle in finals, and like at a major, and like they waited for him. So I don't even want to hear it.
Okay, fair.
But
they said reset. Go ready up, Jim.
Yeah. So I get
your
there.
energy.
I get there at 9:30.
Yeah.
I play like 2 friendlies with Tarek, who I played with at at boot camp, and then they said no more friendlies because they wanted to get ready. So they didn't want us to like play even before the tournament started because they wanted to get ready, right?
Yeah.
And so we wait, and then I don't really play until like 10:30, 10:45 because, like I said, I'm the top seed. So I got there like an hour early to not warm up and be tired as hell, honestly.
Beautiful.
And it's a 2 out of 3 bracket until like round 2, right? Or the ending of round 2.
The first round.
No, the second.
Oh yeah. The second round of round 2.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
And I'm not gonna lie, my first impressions being there was, so I woke up at 8:30 to get here for 9:30 to play at 10:30.
To then after that play again at like 11:30.
To not be able to play friendlies, to play again at 11:30 or 12, and a 2 out of 3 bracket for free. And I'm like,
honestly,
there's a lot going on here.
With our status, you paying them, you getting them paid.
I was honestly thinking about it. I'm like, there's a lot going on here for me to not make any money. And thinking back, you're right. It did not feel like Evo.
It did not.
And a big part I talked about is incentive. And I feel like a big incentive of going to tournaments is obviously money. And I feel like the biggest incentive I can get out of Japan is playing a lot of Japanese talent. But Japanese talent was not what was going through my mind or anybody else's mind here, because we were going through the pressure of having to go through the biggest tournament in the world. You know, like I didn't feel like I could truly enjoy Japan and play Japanese players because honestly, I was scared. Like I definitely fell under pressure a lot. I think a lot of other people did because, biggest tournament in the world, you feel like you have to do good, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel like there was incentive enough for me to like money and stuff like that. So it was like a weird in between. I don't know.
It's hard because I don't want to believe that the money is the reason. Like I don't want to believe it. It's not everything, but like stakes. I don't want to believe that like it's even a big reason.
But stakes
like
matter.
Yeah, even when I'm thinking back at it, like the biggest tournament of all time being Evo, like first place gets a lot of money, like over 15K. Like obviously you get the prestige, it's Evo, it's like a renowned tournament, and it's like obviously Kagaribi is basically to me like Japanese Genesis.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's like. But like even when I'm thinking back on it, like for me, I feel like I still had more pressure playing at like Smash World Tour Championship. And I feel like the reason is because they're like the pot for this tournament is like over $100,000.
As someone who top 8'd Evo, let me tell you how it felt. Top 8 Evo felt like shit because Evo is one of those tournaments that if you don't win it, you don't matter. And not just in the faces of other people, also in the pot. First place is making 20,000. I didn't even sign a W9 for 7th place. And yo, the lady who was tossing the W9s literally side-eyed me, and she was like, she literally looked at me. She literally. I'm so sorry. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, I feel like I was having like a mental battle in my head because there was no incentive of like money and stakes. But at the same time, I feel like I have to get myself in this rhythm because it's the biggest tournament in the world, right? Yeah. So like there's this weird pressure, but no pressure at the same time. It's really weird. But getting past day one, I can't play Enly friendlies, and that really bothers me. I play a very high execution character. It's really hard to play him if I can't practice, right?
Understandable.
And then I make it past day one, honestly, pretty easily. Day 2 comes, and I get there early again, and I still can't practice. And now I can't practice, but now I'm fighting better players.
Yes.
Yep.
And now I'm fighting this Mii Brawler, who I don't even know how to fucking fight Mii Brawler. Like,
oh, is that Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, so many people have shit on me for losing to Buzz Lightyear. And the way people tweet about it is so funny to me because they're tweeting about it as if like Buzz Lightyear is a character. Like, he's a real fucking character, and this dude is bottom 5. and I'm like, yo, I'm getting gaslit because I'm like, Mii Brawler's top tier as fuck.
I don't think I saw a single person say that you lost to Mii Brawler.
You lost to Buzz Lightyear.
Mii Brawler is top tier as fuck, right? But no, I lost to bottom 5 Buzz Lightyear.
He's at the very least high tier.
Nah, he's top tier. You're smoking. He's top tier.
He's at the very least high tier.
Bro, honestly, if you don't believe me, I made a tier list before, and I was going to post it on YouTube too. I made a tier list before Kagaribi, and I still put him top tier. So I'm not just saying this because I lost. I've always thought he was top tier, right? So, yeah, no. And the worst part is, I didn't know his name was Buzz Lightyear. His name was like Luminato. So, like, I honestly feel like if I knew his name was Buzz Lightyear, I would have won that set because I was
no way.
No. Because like I would have just taken it less seriously.
Yeah.
Like that's one of those things that make you laugh and settle down. Like, but like, no, this dude's name was Luminato, bro. I thought he was a fucking Monato heart.
Niggas doing fast. Nigga had speed and smash on all the time.
I was like, what's going on? I'm dying at 50. No, but yeah, so I lost to him. And then I go through my run. I beat Maister after almost choking the set, by the way, because I had the true kill confirm on him to 3-0 him. And then I SD'd on the kill confirm. Then he beats me game 4 and game 5's last hit. I was so upset. Yeah. But yeah, and then I lost to Snow, which Snow got it. I feel like I should have beat Snow.
You should have beat Snow. I watched that set very
Game 2 and 3, you could clearly tell that I adapted. But game 4 and 5, I was under pressure, bro. Like, I was so nervous.
You were smash attack spamming, bro.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I told you, I cried under pressure at the tournament. Like, it happens, bro. I'm like, it's just what happens when you compete, you know?
Yeah.
But this is why I saltily left the tournament. Because after I lost the tournament, I'm like, well, I can't play friendlies. And honestly, that made me rage. Like, I actually raged, like, after I lost, like, because I'm like, I can't even, like, what the fuck is the point in being here anymore? Like, I was genuinely upset with that. I didn't think there was a point at being at this event anymore. I don't want to watch, if I watch tournaments, even in America, I'm practicing while watching it. Sure. Or, like, I'll go after I'm practicing because I'm still in the venue. But I felt no reason to be in this venue anymore. Right. And that was really frustrating to me. And it really just kind of came down on me as this week came on. This isn't consistent. Like, at this point, I'm like raging. But like by the Thursday before I left Tokyo to go to Osaka, I'm just gonna say it. I'm like at a bar drinking sad. I'm not no, you're gonna hear
Larry.
No, you're gonna hear this, bro, because like so after Kagaribi, well, okay, quickly, you said your Kagaribi experience, right?
I mean, I guess I pretty much did. I didn't go through my run.
We got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I would say is that like the way that I lost was pretty tragic. It was like the way that Light almost lost to Maister, except it actually happened and I lost.
Oh yeah, you.
Yeah, right? I was playing against Masha, the best wolf, I believe, in Japan, and I was up 2-0. He was reverse 3-0ing me. I was up game 5. I was up 2 stocks to 1. He was at like 150. I was at like 80. Hit him off stage. Or no, he was at like 100. I was like 80. Hit him off stage, switched to Pyra. I went for the guaranteed forward air on his side B, and I fat fingered air dodge.
That sucks.
And I air dodge and I die. And then I just like panic and lose the game. So
you
like,
panic because you're just like, yeah, like you just fucking you blundered.
You're
hard.
like, I won. Yep. Why? Like, oh my god! Like, it's like kind of that thing where it's like, damn, I won there. Now I don't want this to happen. Let me calm down, but I really don't want this to happen.
Now
and
you're
like,
playing not to lose.
Exactly, you're playing not to lose.
We've all been there. It just sucks. It happens at the biggest event.
So I mean, for me, I didn't feel that bad. Like, I felt bad, but I was like getting over it to the point where I was like, yeah, it sucks, but like I know that I basically in my mind won the set if I executed it right, so it's not a big deal. And then it's also like I feel like I'm like that because like if I go further, there's not much incentive for me to like benefit from being in the tournament longer. Yeah. Like I got what I needed. I know that I'm good. I know that I was doing well, and it's not like me making a mistake there cost me money. Right?
There's always next tournament. Did it cost money? You're right. Oh yeah.
And like if anything, it gave me more time to experience Japan because I just left.
Well, but before we move on to your Kagaribi aftermath, right?
Well, I was gonna say one more thing about Kagaribi. Okay. I was gonna say on the bright side of Kagaribi, production's fantastic there.
They did great.
Their production is great. And
there was like 5-10
the tournament was run good. It was run amazingly. I'm not gonna deny that. This is just my personal experience. But go on.
I was gonna say before we like kind of leave Kagaribi to the aftermath, what did you think about the actual like top 8 and like the winner? Like, Wrath on winner's side, top 8, Acola.
Wrath is good, but Wrath had a free bracket.
He did because Riddles upset Spargo. That made it very easy for him. Let's be honest.
And then somebody else. Oh, you lost too. You were on his side.
Yeah,
too.
I got upset.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Which I mean, he's capable of beating me. He's been on game 5.
He can only play who's in front of you, so props to him. And he's an A, so good job. But what did you think about like Acola winning it? I felt like it was written in the stars that he was gonna win. Especially after that shitty performance at level.
I think it was easier for him.
Think so?
Yeah, I think I've always said this. I still believe in my heart. I think North America is better than Japan overall.
Okay.
And I think a lot of us came to this country with a lot of pressure for this like biggest event ever. And I just feel like Acola runs through a bracket of like a familiarity.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it easier for him, Which,
to be fair, I
think it's still like hard. Like I'm not saying it's easy.
Even though he lost to Raru in winners finals, I still personally believe like his hardest set was Tweek.
Yeah.
And like Tweek was the only
right there, yeah.
American in top 8. So like I feel like it goes to show that like he did go through a bracket of familiarity. Yeah, he did go through a bracket of familiarity, but like the one person who's like he's least familiar, like he obviously like plays Ken all the time, and he plays a lot of Sonic players all the time in Japan, but I don't think he really plays the Japanese Diddy Kong all the time. And like Tweek is different. Like the Japanese Sonic players versus the American Sonic players, they're not much different outside of Sonic's, but like they're still pretty much executing the exact same. Sonic's is just like he's a skill difference.
Yep.
Tweek is like an anomaly. Like he's not playing Diddy Kong. Sonic is playing Sonics, or Sonics is playing Sonic. Tweek is playing Tweek. So it's like going into playing Tweek in top 8, like that's like a match where it's like you don't really have that familiarity, which is why I feel like it went game 5 and it was the toughest set for him.
No doubt.
I gotta say, I'm just saying it says something when your heart is set as someone who sucks versus Steve.
Yeah, and he sucks against Steve.
He does struggle a lot there.
I think it's fair to say that Japanese home events feel more homey to them than it do for American home events.
It should.
Because American home events are full of like invaders typically.
Yeah.
But like,
and people are always cheering for the invaders.
Yes, but Japanese home events, I mean, obviously like they outnumbered us by far, right? But and a lot of them are talented. They're all really good.
They are really good, and it was a really good event. So shouts to Kagaribi. Maybe the whole squad will be there next time. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Now, Light, I believe you're about to tell us a story about a very sad drinking experience.
I was make it very quick. I didn't get.
You don't have to make it very quick.
I didn't get like drunk or anything. Like not like that. Like I wasn't like in there like I'm gonna die. Like no. Okay. So basically, I went to a monthly the day after Kagaribi. Yep. I did not compete in the monthly. I went there solely to practice because again, exploring Japan. I still want to like explore Japan. And I also looked at the top seeds, and the top seeds are like Beastly, Lima, and Shattuck, and I don't want anything to fucking do with them because I'm in Japan.
I watched that tournament.
Yeah. So I'm there. I'm at that tournament. Onan was there too, like just casually.
Yep.
And I went, and because I'm like, I want to practice with some Japanese players. And guess who I fucking practice with? Goryoka. Because Goryoka's the only grinder. In Japan,
he is a grinder.
No,
Japan doesn't grind.
Yo, shout out to you, Goryoka. I love you. You're the only grinder, bro. And I play with him, and he hooked me up with a Mii Brawler to play with for a little bit too.
Nice.
I just wish that Mii Brawler was a little less honest. That dude would like up air me, and he would never up B. I'm like, please kill me. I'm like,
attack.
Like, please. But yeah, he's all I play with. And then Tuesday came. I think I took a day off because like do stuff with my girlfriend.
Why not?
Wednesday came. I hit up the Discord and I was like, hey Sid, I'm trying to like play with Japanese players. She made a tweet for me. It didn't really get anything. I'm in the Discord. I'm like, can something happen here? And then Thursday came and something happened again. Jackal told me about this event happening that was like a King of the Hill event, but it's like a private event. Yeah. But there was gonna be friendlies there. And then I didn't go because Nairo told me that the event was primarily for that and there wasn't gonna be a lot of friendlies. So I didn't go to that either. And that's why, like, I'm just at the bar, like, drinking at, like, 8 p.m., which isn't, like, early, but, like, I'm just there because I'm just, like, contemplating. I'm like, bro, the reason I came here, like, I've barely done. And it made me really sad. Like, I was, Japan was great, but, like, I was really, like, depressed thinking about it. Like, I came here to, like, do this level up that every, like, Cosmos that Zombo's always telling me about, bro. I went to Zomba's Airbnb that night, and he was like, well, I meant like a mental level up. I'm like, fuck you. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks because the experience that I wanted people to have
They didn't have it.
It wasn't that, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty tragic to hear that you were at a bar sad.
Well, I wasn't alone.
Yeah,
Like, I was with people. But
Nah, it's okay. You was alone drinking. And let me tell you something. We have a message for some of you who might be out there thinking about drinking alone.
we got a sponsor today?
We got the best sponsor around.
Oh, we got Better Help,
Our
baby.
friends at BetterHelp are here to help you. Alcoholics Anonymous, fear no more, baby. It's BetterHelp.com. Let me talk to you real quick. So you already know. Let's talk about numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session. It adds up fast and it's ridiculous. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average $50% per session. That is insane. We're talking big numbers, okay? With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee weekly sessions and you're saving on your time and the amount of money. Now, you guys know I oftentimes find myself taking therapy simply because I am one crazy motherfucker, okay? And you all know that very well.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this at all.
All right, well,
Not the first one.
That's the last episode.
calm down, Rumi. All right, but nonetheless, it is safe to say that it's worked for me, and I know it can work for you too. So why don't you go ahead and join over 5 million people globally who have access to over 30,000 therapists, because BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, okay? So if you want to check them out, visit betterhelp.com/lightsout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lightsout.
This dude used me like drinking at a bar as an excuse, like, hey, if you had an addiction.
I'm profiting off your trauma.
Nah, but okay.
Because you can't profit off it in Japan.
It's free. the drinks were free. But no, but I was gonna say, no, yeah, Thursday I was there. I mean, I was like there with Clive, my girl. It was a good time.
Yep.
But like being for real, I was in that bar depressed, just thinking to myself, like, what happens at Kowloon doesn't matter because no matter, I could win Kowloon. It does not matter. I did not leave this country as a better player.
Yeah.
Like I fully accepted that.
Did you believe that after Kowloon? Because you did top 8 at Kowloon.
Yeah, I completely believe that after Kowloon.
This is actually the first Japanese trip that I had where I feel like I didn't really have a chance to even have a chance to get better.
Wow.
Like even when I was at, because I've been 3 times before.
Yeah.
Even when I was at Tokyo Smash Boot Camp, I was playing with DeBuzz, Super Semi. I played Ken, and then I played Leo. And it's like those are all people other than Ken, but like I can obviously play.
Ken.
We have really good Sonic players, and Ken comes to America a good amount of times.
Yep.
Like I play people that I can play all the time,
Yeah.
and it's like typically I will just be blunt. The foreign Japanese experience is like you go to locals, they basically let you have a setup, and they basically have like there is a line of people that want to play you, and it's a line of good players. It's a line of good players that want to play you in 3 games, and then it's the next player, and like you're going through like King of the Hill, and you're always the king of the hill, whether you win or lose. And it's like that for a week or 2 straight. I don't know if Zamba experienced that. I'm pretty sure he did too, though.
Zamba told me he was going to like boot camps like at Shuton's house and stuff.
Yeah, and like that happened too. And like that didn't really happen this trip either. Like we would have, I know there was Cafeteria Cup. Maybe that was where something happened
No,
too.
that's where I was at. That's where I only played Goryoka and the Mii Brawler.
Then, because I was at Cafeteria Cup too, and like it was different. Like I was playing people and I was playing friendlies with different Japanese players, and it was great. Like the very first one, but it just wasn't like that. That's why I'm like, and it sucks because it's not going to be like that from now on.
No one owes me. Like no one has to play with me. It's just how I experienced it, and I just was disappointed because it's just not what I thought it would be. Like,
Yeah.
Well, everybody's hyped it up to this mythical thing,
Yes.
so that when you get those expectations not met, it's just like not anybody's going to be naturally disappointed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's not.
and the people were great. Like I love all
Absolutely.
the Japanese people I
Yeah.
talk to. A lot of Japanese players are talented. I just wish I got to play the talent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
hopefully next time. I mean, your Kowloon experience though, that was good. Obviously, you know that was. I mean, you know, you top 8'd 2 out of 3 back-to-back super majors. So really big props to you on that.
I broke even.
Yeah, you did perfectly fine.
I
What-
broke even in Japan.
What do
Like,
you
I
think
didn't-
about Kowloon? Was that a good experience for you?
I was told it was going to be a more Western style event. It was like the same. It
What
was
the hell does that mean?
like friendlies and all that.
Oh, okay.
But it was the same.
I don't know who told you that. Whoever told you that lied.
Yeah, because there wasn't friendlies.
Sounds like Sid.
It's like even worse because
Yes,
it's like a
bro.
much smaller venue and it's packed.
I preferred Kowloon. I like
Okay.
Kowloon.
I love Kowloon. Yeah, I
Kowloon-
definitely love it more than
Kowloon is
Kagaribi.
better than Kagaribi to me because if you're gonna be making me play for free in a 2 out of 3 bracket early as fuck in the morning, might as well make it a one
One
day.
day, yep, exactly.
Like,
Let's just get it out the
let's
way.
get this shit out the way, man.
I like
Bro,
that.
they gave no fucks about they didn't even care about their event. They ran my top 8 qualifier and winners off stream.
Yeah, I was actually
What?
That
watching.
shit was crazy.
I was watch partying that and I was raging. And then somebody was like going around and they started recording it, like you versus Sonics. And I was like, yes. And then they moved away to like fucking Meister. And I'm like, you fucking Jim, get back on flight.
No,
And
yeah,
I got timed out in their chat for calling him a Jim.
that's hilarious.
They knew what that
I
meant.
don't remember who that guy was, but fuck you. All right.
No.
They knew what that meant. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Kowloon bracket was. I fought Kept, who beat Yoshidora.
Yeah.
Which is what's okay.
That was
And
That's crazy.
We'll take it.
And then that's Japanese inconsistency. Don't put me in with that. I was like Villager. I got that,
Yeah.
bro. I know a lot of matchups. I just conveniently fought
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear. Like, bro, like I know how to fight Villager, man. Sonic told me he thought I was gonna lose the Villager because he didn't think I know that matchup. But I know a lot of matchups.
But
Like Javi on Earth, for example, I play him a lot.
that's true. Yeah,
But,
yeah,
like,
obvious.
But yeah, and I even had a Villager like from my area, Captain Awesome, actually.
Yes, he also.
You know Captain
Oh,
Awesome.
right,
I
right.
played Mario Party with him the other day.
Yeah, but that's hilarious. He's really nice.
He's a cool guy. I
Yeah,
like him.
but yeah, I played him. I played a PT, which I don't really know his name, but he like top 8 at like an 8 tier, like right when we left Japan.
Was it Atelier?
No, I can't
No.
remember.
But my point is, like, I fought people who like were pretty good
Yeah.
by Japan standards. I kind of cleaned them up, and then I lost to Sonics and I lost to Spargo's Plant,
Yeah.
which that was controversial. Which I really don't think it should be.
Okay, before you talk about the plant, can I ask you what, because there was some debate about this online, what loss would you say was worse? Spargo's plant?
Luminato,
Oh, no. Spargo's plant or Nairo's Ganon?
Nairo's Ganon.
Okay. All right, you heard.
Nairo's Ganon haunts me because he killed me. I think I've mentioned this before, but
That forward smash.
he beat me off a misinput.
It was on Kalos,
The
right?
iconic
Yeah.
forward smash was a misinput.
Dang.
I hate that because he actually lost the game right there. He tried,
It's also different because did Spargo go cloud at all or he?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus, bro.
but the thing with Nairo is like, one, we knew the game less, so
Yes,
like,
that's true.
like it was entirely possible for that to happen back then.
Yep.
Like I fought Nairo's Ganon after, and I mean I destroyed it, but like I knew the game less, and again he tried to jump fair, and I tried to nair up smash, and I won the game there. He misinputted F smash. We all know Nairo misinputs F smash a lot. We've seen him do it,
Yep. Still
and
does.
it just conveniently worked out for him because I play Fox and I hate myself. So yeah, that one was definitely worse.
Okay. But the Spargo.
Plant
yeah.
is not okay. Plant wasn't nearly as bad because you have to understand that I don't know how to fight Plant, but the best player in the world knows how to fight me. Like, he's still the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And he's playing a character I've never played before, and I have nothing to base this off of, where he plays me, and it genuinely felt like he was doing things. I was doing things that I would do versus other people that I would never do versus Spargo, because I think playing him as another character subconsciously took me out of the fact that I was fighting Spargo.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, there's something that I do versus I check people with this. You know I do this, where people hit me and I'll nair out a hit stun, run at you, up smash immediately. I never do that to Spargo because Spargo always sees it coming. But I did it to him like 3 times as Plant because I'm like, not even processing this as Spargo. I'm like, I'm fighting a Plant. But like, Spargo was really fucking good with Plant, and I don't know how to fight Plant. He was falling out of combos. He was not dying at like 115 to up smash, which is insane. I just
Plant's
found
a
out.
heavy character.
I just found out he's like top like 8, top 6 heaviest characters in the
I had
game.
no idea about
Yeah,
that. Wow.
bro, I talked to Larry immediately after losing. Did you know if he up Bs, he can't fall through the platform?
I know.
There's so much weird shit about Plant that I just don't know. Also,
I'm
when you,
surprised Larry would do that. That's
yeah,
bad red.
right, bro. You know what else? Like Plant kind of counters how I play
Yeah.
because Plant patuis, and I love to fair and narrow. I'm fair and down air off ledge.
Yeah.
That's like my whole thing when I'm
You're
on
always
ledge.
losing that trade.
And I'm always jumping off ledge because Fox jumping off ledge is great.
Broken, yeah.
Bro, I'm so tired of it because there's so many matchups in these games where people are like, this character actually does pretty good versus Fox. And Plant's another one, Like, I don't think Plant beats Fox or anything. Clearly not. Fox definitely wins. But the character got shit on Fox, and I didn't know the character had shit on Fox. And again, he's still the best player in the world, Like, it was...
He is ranked 1 still.
It was annoying because, like, I didn't know what was going on, but, like, what can I do?
It is.
I got my top 8. I was a little upset because I wanted to fight Tweek. I really think I would have cleaned Tweek. And like at first I didn't think I was going to clean Tweek because I didn't think I was ready. But as I went through the bracket, I was like, oh, I'm playing better now. I could beat Tweek. But yeah, like I just wasn't. I couldn't have been ready for it.
And now you'll never get the chance again because
I asked him about it like in between the set.
What
about Spargo?
Yeah.
After game 1, I was like, so are you like it was close game 1, and I was like, so are you going Plant because you don't give a fuck, or are you just like this is the better option? And he was like he literally was like He's like, I don't think I could beat you with Cloud right now. Like, I think my Plant has a way better chance. And
you won the last 2 exchanges on him before
I won the last 3.
Oh, the last 3. Even
bro,
if
I'm next, he's going to Plant on me.
Bro, I learned how to fight against him the week after I lost fucking Throne, which is so sad. But I learned a big deal of it was the stage. It wasn't the way I was playing, but like platforms like Small Battlefield and Battlefield were just way better for him. Yeah. And realizing that, if I realized that at Throne, I would have won. Like, he made a joke, if you remember, after I beat him at Ludwig's Invitational, he was like Mickey Major, but then I beat him the next 2 times. It wasn't coincidence, Mm-hmm. I'm probably one of the best people versus Spargo in terms of his Cloud.
I'm number 2.
But you might be number 1. But yeah, so like, he did something he thought was right. And I talked to him before coming this weekend because he's in France right now. Yeah. And I was like,
playing Plant.
I said, are you going to play Plant? And he was like, I'm going to go Plant versus Gluto. And he said, I'm going to go Plant versus Gluto. Don't worry, bro. It won't just be you.
Jesus Christ. He's grown up.
And then I said, and I was like, good luck, soldier. And he just hearted it.
I love Spargo. Like,
Spargo's
he's my son, bro.
He's great.
Love him, bro.
He's so great.
Oh, man. I know he's like a little flippy with the game right now, but I definitely hope Piranha Plant kind of reignites that spark, and just in general, because
he was doing shit, man.
Yeah, because we want players like him to continue. We've lost Riddles. Riddles has officially retired. He went out 9th place at Kagaribi, so salute the Riddles. Cola, I thought his ass was going to retire after that K rule busted him out in like 245th. Good Lord.
He should have.
Yeah, nigga. But he's actually at Momocon. And then the big one, of course, is Tweek. Man, I feel like, we talked about it earlier, how he didn't do well at Level Up, almost rage quit and went home, but he stuck it out, manned up, back-to-back 4th place finishes at Super Majors over there in Japan in Kagaribi and Kowloon. But man, this retirement is, it's got a lot of people talking, and I know Tweek kind of released a statement on Tweek Talks. Go check that out.
Can you sum it up? Because I didn't.
Well, he basically just said, like,
we don't watch Tweek Talks.
The retirement is real, okay, and but I didn't watch the whole episode, but that nigga talked about it. He talked about. What do you guys think about that?
On YouTube where you can like see the sections of what they talk about.
Yeah.
Let's get to that shit real quick.
I didn't get a chance to finish it, but what do you guys think about Tweek supposedly retiring?
Get some bullshit. I told you already. I'll just say it for the camera. I high key think Tweek wasn't actually gonna retire. Yeah. He was just doing the classic Tweek bullshit, and I think that shit got so serious on Twitter. And then his girl, and then B, without saying anything to him, made that picture and all that shit. And this shit was getting a bit too real. And Tweek was like, "Fuck, now I gotta quit. I gotta go now.
I gotta wait at least 6 months to my next major."
He's like, "Fuck, man, no more weeklies for me."
Oh man, yeah, it is kind of crazy. Because I know it's interesting because I feel like if he just didn't say anything, he was just like, I just want to take a break for a while. Still got Supernova coming up. If you don't even want to travel or anything, Collision would be in his backyard. So there were definitely some opportunities for sure. But it feels like he's made the decision, and I think he's going to stick to it. Now I know he wants to keep doing content. So I know his podcast is going to continue, his streams are going to continue. All kinds of stuff, which is awesome. But I don't know where it goes. I tell you this, I don't think he's going to stay on LG.
I feel like you can't, because I feel like their main thing is playing, and obviously they have the entire YouTube channel and everything.
Yeah, I just think, and I'm not saying this because I have any insider information. I'm saying this because I think he's looking to just be unfeathered. You know what I mean? He just wants to be completely free.
That sounds like insider information.
No, I'm just saying. I might have got a text, man.
Unfeathered is some interesting terminology.
I'm just saying,
specific.
If he's actually like going into retirement mode, I just feel like he's gonna like cut ties with a lot of things that would maybe draw him to have to be in a competitive light if he doesn't really feel like it. Like, what if they're like, nah, come make this video, but he doesn't really want to talk about, like, he doesn't want to make that video because he's not competing like that. That's just kind of the way, like, my mind thinks.
I also kind of get it because,
want a fresh start almost.
Especially if it's like Luminosity, I feel like it's going to be hard sometimes to not, like, eventually get, like, not even, like, want to compete, but be like, I might as well.
Yeah.
Because especially, like, whenever, like, Luminosity is going to do more tournaments and more like invitationals and stuff. And like, if there's an invitation, they're like, Tweek, we want you to come here and do content.
Even just content.
It might be like, well, if I'm going, I'm spending all this time here, I might as well enter. And I don't think he wants to be in a
He's probably trying to avoid the temptation because I don't think it's going to be easy, but I actually do think he's going to stick to it. I actually don't think he's going to play again competitively until the next game.
If he does actually retire, you know, I hope he has.
It's a shame. I love watching Tweek.
We're not going to see him as much, so, you know, I hope he has a good life.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not as sad as most people are just because, you know, I've been doing this long enough. And a lot of my friends are from Brawl or early Smash 4 where I've seen Void retire. I've seen Mars retire. You know, I've seen Larry retire, who are all people who are very close to me. So, you know, on the friendly side, I wish the best for you. On the competitive side, and this is maybe just how I make myself feel better, I only care if the person, like if Acola retired, that'd make me upset. Because if Spargo retired, that'd make me upset. Because the people winning, right? But I hope he does good. I want the winners to stay in right now because you know I had times where I feel like I want to quit too. I get so tired traveling and doing this over and over again. You know, 1 second I'm like at a peak, and then some seconds I gotta figure it out again. You know, it's frustrating. But I've always told myself that I don't want to quit this game. I really don't want to quit until like I feel like I genuinely can't do it.
Like, you're like legit washed.
Yeah, like I'm washed. I'm tired. Like I don't want to just be like
you're gonna LeBron James it.
Yeah, bro. That's kind of how I want to.
I didn't know you were on PEDs.
I don't know what that is.
Performance enhancement.
But yeah, no,
just a rumor.
I don't know.
Not a rumor.
I want to try to keep. I want to try to keep going as much as I can. You know, like I'm having a little bit of an inconsistent year, but honestly, that's just because I feel like I've been going through a lot of just a lot of life stuff, you know, not knowing what I want to do, not knowing if playing Smash is the right thing right now, just like everybody else.
Yep.
It's a very common thing that goes on during this state of the game where it's like, you don't know if you should keep yourself in the game. And again, I've always gone through this. There are new people rising. I generally feel like a lot of the people rising right now is because of a lot of the older people already know what's on top.
I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to cut you off. I don't even think like you're having that inconsistent of a year. I think your year's still pretty solid because you're getting like pretty good top 8s and pretty deep into top 8. And like, I remember you told me, or you made a tweet specifically about what your character losses were. And that list was pretty tragic.
No,
and like,
I do think I should be winning most of those.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, obviously you want to win your -2s, like being a core main in Smash 4. I had that experience where like there was a time where I'm like I'm fighting Sheik Fox, Cloud Fox, Bayonetta Sheik, and
Fox,
it's like Fox. Yeah, Fox. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
But like at some point, like especially with the way that the meta goes, like the characters that are your losing matches are like the better characters in the game, and are the characters that are bullshit in the game that are more prominent in the current meta. So it's like you're gonna run into those more often. And as like coming from a player who has been in your scenario where like you have somewhat polarizing matchups, like you have a very good matchup spread, but like those matchups that are bad are really annoying to play as. You can perfect them and you will win them, but you're not gonna win them 100% of the time.
Hey,
and
man,
that's just how
I
it
beat
is.
the last Luigi Steven Game & Watch I played.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly what's gonna happen. But it's like
you're gonna have highs and lows.
Exactly, and like there's gonna be times where you run into a stunt where like you're going into events where, whether it's rigged or not, you're gonna fight against players that are playing those characters over and over, and it's like 3-4 tournaments in a row, and then maybe 3-4 tournaments after that, you have normal brackets where you're playing against Roy and Mario and stuff like that. But then you're going back into a random Luigi, random Game & Watch.
Yeah,
and it's
but
gonna happen.
I get what you mean, but I should be beating them for the most part.
I mean,
you're right.
That's the mentality that you have to have.
It's not going to be 100%. But yeah, basically just saying like I've gone through it. I think we've all gone through it where it's just like the feeling of wanting to quit. You know, like we've been doing this for so long. And I was going to say, like, a lot of people who have been on top, you know what it's like on top already, where I feel like a lot of new talent is still trying really hard to get there. But I generally believe a lot of the people who are on top now who are slowing down are going to be right back on top again when the new game drops, because that's what happened with the Smash 4 people. Like for example, Nairo. Nairo was doing terrible at the end of Smash 4. And like a lot of people, Void was doing terrible at the end of Smash 4, but Void got second at Genesis and Ultimate. Nairo was top 10 in the world. Like, that's just, you know, you get rekindled and like stuff like that happens. So like, I'm not really worried about my career. It's just a matter, I've been going through a lot of like this year, like, what do I want to focus on? And I do feel like that does affect my play, but I don't want to quit. I feel like, to me, quitting now would like be being a pussy.
It would also void your contract.
Oh, yeah.
Probably don't want to do that.
Well, I don't know. That matters because Tweek's on the contract too.
Nah, my contract's way better than his.
I've seen the numbers. It is.
Bro, honestly, it's not even about numbers. I'm on fucking Shopify Rebellion, bro.
True.
I'm on the best team in the world. And honestly, if my team ever sees this, just know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys so much. It doesn't matter. Even if my contract ended tomorrow, please don't let it end tomorrow. But even if it ended tomorrow, I've been on this team since 2021.
Yeah.
Which I'm just thankful for.
Shopify.
2 years before Lights Out.
I'm just saying, if Cola keeps floundering and you need another black nigga on your team, you know where to find me.
That's crazy. But yeah,
just take the whole podcast.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as the winners are here, that's all I really care about.
All right on. Well, I'll tell you what I care about is producing excellent content and producing a podcast with two of my absolute best friends. And hopefully we've done a good job to continue to earn your trust and your faith as we wrap up Lights Out episode 100. Before we get out of here, though, again, we are emanating live from Momocon. It is before, Top 8's going to be taking place on Sunday. Give me your predictions on who's taking this event down.
Hopefully me.
Okay.
Hopefully you.
Hopefully me. I mean, I've wanted it for a long time. I've really wanted a Lights Out grand finals. I feel like it would be a great time for it to happen now.
We're on opposite sides, you said, right?
Huh? Yeah, we're on opposite sides, and I don't know what your bracket look like. Probably look like bullshit, but mine look great right now.
Okay.
I really like the way that not even just my bracket, but like just my side. Like, I have comfortable matchups and matches that I've won in. So
I haven't even looked at the bracket, but that just tells me enough to know that all the bullshit's on my side.
Probably.
I got Chunky. I got Regalo.
I got Cola on my side. I mean, Meister's on my side too, so I can tell you that at least.
Okay, Cola, Meister, you probably have Mr. E too.
My bracket is I'm playing Shinji tomorrow. Winner of that is seeded to play Lima.
I got Chunky,
and the winner of that is seeded
I got
to play
Lima on my side. Oh,
no, Lima's on my side.
Damn, nigga, who's even on my side?
I got I think you do. I got Shinji into Lima, and the winner of that plays Cola, and then that's for top 8. Yep. Winner of that seeded to play Meister. Meister second seed this tournament.
Meister's the second seed?
Meister's the second seed this tournament.
All right, guys. Meister, this has been episode 100.
Meister won a major a couple weeks ago. Okay, let's not forget.
I wanted to advance, but before we end the episode,
he did not.
That's what I wanted to talk about, because we had this conversation where it's like, yo, it doesn't matter how the event is or who's at the event. If the event is considered an A tier, it's considered a major. If you won an A tier, you consider me won a major. And I was like, bro, I don't consider these things majors if it's an A. Like, at the very least, has to be like A+, high A+, going to S tier.
Momocon's an A tier, and I think this is like bottom of major.
I think this is super regional, bro.
Super regional is so crazy. I think the exception to that happens because he was in Japan and literally no one could be there, and it's an A tier. Which is what literally
think the
happened.
Tournament he won, nobody at that tournament had won a major before, so that made it a little bit more interesting.
Well, I mean, that's normal.
For everybody, somebody was going to get their first ring there.
Who was the best player there that wasn't Meister?
I don't remember.
That wasn't a major. That was not a major. I don't give a fuck how it makes him feel. It wasn't a major.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'd have to go back. I know I watched it. I just don't remember.
I like Meister. Meister's a good guy, but I'm so fucking tired of people thinking because I'm nice, because I'm nice to you, that I have to be nice competitively. If we're talking in a competitive nature, you did not win a major.
It's also tragic because like you are at that tournament and it's like whoever wins the tournament wins a major.
Yeah.
but you also win $0. So it's like, where's the prestige?
Yeah,
of a
bro.
major?
Come on, like Japan's an exception, bro. You won an A tier in Japan with a bunch of people, which Phil, who watches every stream, doesn't know the fucking second seed.
Rari Rarusu was there, the DK Falco.
It just makes no
DK
sense.
Falco was the second seed versus Game
I don't know if
Watch?
he was the second seed. I just know he was there.
It just makes no sense that like Japan can be like, hey, anybody want to come play Smash? Come over here. And like no top players go, come over here. Major status. Whoever wins is gonna be a major winner now.
Bro, you had to be huffing copium to be like, I finally won a major. Here's your bag of rice.
It's actually today, as we're recording this, Sumibato is happening in Japan, and also another A tier.
But that one actually has like players, right?
Stay tuned.
Look, Maister won a major, and we hope we've won you guys over.
With this major episode.
Oh my God, I've won a major episode.
Episode 100. We'll close it on the wide shot, guys. Thank you so much for being patient with us while we finally got this together. We're gonna do it at Level Up Expo, but we got kicked out of the booth. We got bumped for some big cosplayer with 1 million followers and no ass. So fuck you, guys. All we're doing, though, we are asking you to drop us a like, comment, and subscribe, because you know Lights Out always brings the vibe. 100 more episodes on the board for you guys. We got some big plans. We want you to be along with us. Take care. God bless you. Know the rest. Peace.
Take care. Yeah.